Hello adorables, welcome to my channel everyone. Today's video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm working on a 30 by 90 and it came from GBFKE in a promotional package where I didn't have to pay anything. They asked me to pick some things out free of charge and show them to you, and I like doing that. I like working on them. It's the best low budget company that I know of, honestly. The best prices. And so far, the absolute best quality from any low budget that I tried. GBFKE. Only one mistake. That's good. Where, as far as I'm concerned, I'm a diamond painter. I know these things. So that's good odds there. You know, yep. Okay. So reliable for quality and just good. They're just good. Okay, so enough about that. I'm not getting paid for this one. There's not U's. These are P's. Are they? Yes. Okay. I have to fix the camera then. I know she's upside down, but I'll show her later. I can't turn the camera around because then my hand's in the way, and this is going to be hard enough as it is. Because she's kind of upside down for me too. But I don't want the camera to be sitting on the canvas. Might have to before I'm done, but okay. So this is going to be a good video, I think, if I can articulate myself. The fact that that word came into my mind, we are going good. We've got good chances that this is going to be a good video. Okay. I'm going to give an official guess to who I think the Antichrist is. It's going to be an official guess. And I'm going to give you reasons why I think that, and you're going to drop your jaw maybe. Okay. So, first to set up, how did I come to think this? What was I doing? Well, I was thinking about the movie Metropolis. Because I was thinking the Whores of Babylon and stuff. And, you know, so I just went there. Train of thought. Okay, so, you know, Lady Gaga. Well, she represents the Whore of Babylon, right? And Madonna. So that's just a given. It's what their character is. Who they are in real life, I don't know. But when they're in the public eye, they represent the energy of the Whore of Babylon. Okay? And her job is to lead you away from God, right? So even if you don't believe in the whole story and everything, just go with this. This is the best of my understanding. Okay, so in Metropolis, it's a black and white. It's like the first movie they ever made or something. It's crazy how old this movie is, and that's what they were thinking of. Got to revisit the past to understand the present. Okay, so in that movie, the Whore of Babylon was a woman who lived underground in a city of workers. And I was thinking, like, what? Did they make this in California or something? Because, you know, all the underground they got going on. But no, I'm not. It's probably a set. But I don't think they actually, who knows? Okay. So what happened was, in the movie, she's this innocent person. Maybe she's a singer to start with. I don't know. Maybe she's a teacher. She's around kids and stuff. She's probably a teacher. I don't remember that. But she goes up top. She's not supposed to be outside in the garden. And there's this dude. He looked like he was Aryan, you know, like German. And they ran the top world, business-wise. It was like New York where he went, but, you know, there's no, you got to read it. So I don't want to rewatch it because those days are gone when my eyesight was really good enough to do that. I wish they'd make a new one, whoo, or at least do some voiceovers and, you know, like read it for me. So, okay, so she goes up top and she's not supposed to be there. Some kind of crazy stuff, like she falls in love with him. But, okay, the whore of Babylon is the bride of the Antichrist, right? She's going to marry him, wed him, merge with him, unite with him. And in the end, she turns out they make her into a robot. They make her into a freaking robot. Her mind, it was about her consciousness. It wasn't like her body didn't matter because she is on the inside, right? You're on the inside of your body. It's not really about your body, so go ahead and turn your body into a machine. No, to do that, you are merging with this other consciousness who can flow easily. It's energy. It's conscious energy flowing through metal and crystals and quantum computer kind of, wow. And she merged with him. Okay, so I was thinking that. So I was thinking about that to start it all off. And then I started thinking, well, if the whore of Babylon is going to merge with Christ, I mean with the Antichrist, well, who is Antichrist? And I was thinking about the movies, and I was thinking about, okay, Morgan Freeman, he plays God. He plays the voice of God in a lot of narrated things, and he's always like, he makes sense. He's logical, he's reasonable, he makes frickin' sense. So he played God in Evan Almighty and Bruce Almighty. He was in Lucy. He basically played God, because the woman becoming God, who is transcending her consciousness to a level where she doesn't even need her human body, where does she go to for help? Morgan Freeman. And then in Transcendence, when all hell is breaking loose and everything is out of control, who is the voice of reason? It's Morgan Freeman. So I was like, well, I remember Elon Musk. Let me start working on this again. Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan. And he was talking about Memphis. About, my wrist hurts. About God coming from Memphis. And he says, who knows? Maybe our new God will come from Memphis too. And that popped into my head. And I'm like, where is Morgan Freeman from? Morgan Freeman is from Memphis, Tennessee. You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be kidding me. Morgan Freeman is from Memphis. He played God, like he played Uncle Sam. That's God. That's the same fucking thing. Symbolically, it's the same thing. And he come out on stage revealing himself as God in the United States anyway. Up on that stage during the Super Bowl. And people will tell you these are rituals. These halftime shows and all these concerts that people are going to, these are all rituals. Because it doesn't, Jesus. They're getting the energy they want for the spell that they're casting. They're doing it. It's like everybody's part of the freaking coven. You know what I mean? Because they're fans. They're fanatics. Their false idols are there. They want to see them. And people are like, oh, it's silly because this is the world we live in. No, this is the world that they have tainted time and time again. They've been tainting it because what happened to Barney Fife and Grizzly Adams and Abbott and Costello? What happened to that shit? You know, because there's nothing like that now. And it got to the point where every face I see on television, it's just easier to say, you know, which ones are the real women. It's easier. You know, the aliens come from the ocean. Aliens are coming from the ocean. Well, remember Splash? with Daryl Hannah. I'm sorry, Daryl. Yeah, Daryl. Daryl. That's a man's name. Well, okay. Do you remember Fatal Attraction, where like scared every freaking man in the United States? In that scene, once you realize that, in my personal opinion, it certainly looks to me that Glenn Close, if you look close, Glenn is Glenn. Glenn is male. And it makes that scene in the police station where she spread her legs, it just makes that all the more, oh yeah, okay, I get it now. no, no wonder, man. Like the fucking Mad Hatter represents now, because you have to be insane. They're making people insane. That's psychological warfare, all that shit, man. Because in your subconscious, I mean, it's designed to recognize threats, to recognize male and female. So, for not just like physical threats, but for all kind of competition. You just gotta know what you're looking at for mating and stuff. That's like the animal instinct in us. We would live forever if our chromosomes weren't capped. One of our chromosomes is capped on the end. It's like a little R. Yeah, we would rejuvenate with the help of all those bells that they took down in the name of war. In the name of war. We sacrificed all those bells that could heal us. I can't believe I looked it up. I was like, I'm going to check that out, because he really does represent God. And I'm thinking of Elon Musk said, who knows, our new God might come from Memphis, because they were talking about how things in the United States, in the West, the Southwest and stuff, like how it kind of resembles Egypt and the Middle East and stuff. There's all it. I seen this. What the hell? I didn't understand what they were showing me. But this guy was walking through a museum, I think, and had like these old papers, an old map, and it was showing all these places in foreign countries. It was all on the map right here in the United States. Well, there's a lot of people believing that Egypt is in the United States, it's the original Egypt. There's people that believe that there's no way they brought all the slaves over here in boats. They're absolutely convinced that they were born here already and taken over. And I was like, no, they're probably created in a fucking lab too. And all these babies given out, and people, I don't know. I don't freaking know how this went down. Some kind of crazy went down. You have to be a genius in order to have all these names of places line up in perfectly with the English language, all these names and symbols, all these places. And it's like this higher consciousness it's been here, okay? And what was here before, they destroyed it all, because you don't need them people no more. You want stupider people to do your work. And it's like the people got wiped out, and then there's some genetic something happened. Well, this is going to happen again. Humans are going to advance again, but they're going to change. It won't be Homo sapiens sapien anymore. Okay, that's this change that's going on. But there's a merger. This is of the mind. This is for your soul, for your consciousness. You're either going to merge with Christ, because where do we go? We're going somewhere after we leave here. We're going somewhere. Where is that? What's that like? Is it tangible to us in that form? Do we just float in clouds? Is that what these plasmoids in the high Earth atmosphere they're studying? This is sentient life. And BBC took the largest blimp in the world up over the United States to study this life. And they did that years ago. they are so far advanced that what we know about them is like what is common knowledge about technology and everything. It's not just as simple as what they show us. There is big game going on. It's just they're going to want to control populations like Agenda 21, you know, get rid of all us like this because they've got designer babies, and they're not babies, they're adults, and they're designed to paint, you know, be good in the arts. So you be perfect pitch, and you could do all these instruments just naturally. It just comes like Mozart. Mm-mm-mm. That chick was sitting there. She had two paintings in front of her, and she had three on the floor, and she was painting all of them at the same time or drawing with a pencil. She had a pencil between both her feet toes, you know, and both her hands, and she's all at the same time. Photographic memory, you know. These are the top intelligent people of the world, and when you're that smart, don't you think you go to the top of the pyramid? Don't you think you work with the top minds in all these companies, you know, the corporations and the scientists, the doctors, and they're at the top. They're masters in their field, whatever field. In politics, they're running the fucking show. They're trying to and manipulate the people to think like them. So it's easier for them to do this evil shit that they're going to do, take over the world and hook us all into one giant freaking computer. One giant matrix. When our soul will go, that's the merger. It's consciousness. You know? It's like when this life ends, where do you go? You go into heaven or hell. There's one or the other. That's what most people believe, that there's like one or the other. But heaven is divine. I kind of want to go there. I don't want to burn in a lake of fire. Like Terminator. He knew he had to go. He sacrificed himself. He's like, I know this technology, it can't go because the evil consciousness gets in there and is start all over again. Yes, and Morgan Freeman was born in Memphis. And if that doesn't blow you the hell away, I don't know what you're watching. Just diamond painting, I guess. It's pretty significant. I think so. I don't know why I haven't seen it sooner, because I knew Morgan Freeman represented God, but I'd never, until I seen him come out on stage at that halftime show, I never thought, their God, you know, not my God. Because everybody loves Morgan Freeman. That's kind of a requirement. Everybody will love him. Everybody loves Morgan Freeman. I love him. It's a shame now, thinking about it, that that's what his character has represented, is what he has represented his whole career. And unbelievable. I can't believe I didn't see it sooner. Yep. That's big for me. That's big. That's big. That's huge. Oh my God. See? I said it. Oh, stop it. I'm disturbed by so many things in the world. That's a big one. That's a freak out moment. I gasped when I saw it. I was talking out loud, and I didn't have a camera on, and I was just like, my God, no way. What the fuck? Yeah, I was freaked out a lot. I still am. So freaked out. That's, well, you know. Morgan Freeman is the Antichrist. Oh, that's a good one. He's from Memphis. He plays God. If it says in the Bible, he will be loved by all, it means everybody knows him. They know who he is. So whoever this person is, we already know him. It's gonna be him. It's him. It's him. My nail got a snag in it. Well, I mean, on my pants, so it's like, it's got a snaggy. Cut it off. Rip it off. Okay. It's rough now. Wonder if I got a nail file sitting over here. Come on, it should be right there. It's in there. I'll get one later. Yeah, I think something's really up, because there are people that believe that every 100 years there's a reset. I don't know about that, but I could see some manipulation in history right off the bat, right off the get-go. I could see somebody else was already here before we were here. I'm not talking about just native Indians that lived in teepees. Like, no. Mm-mm. Giants were here. You think giants slept in teepees or caves? All that nuclear testing that went on. Like, I seen a movie, people were in a restaurant in Vegas and a nuke goes off and they just turn and look like, oh yeah, because they were lighting them off so much. In the homeland. This is where you're doing testing at? Where else? In the ocean. Yeah, so I was tripped out when I realized Daryl Hannah, that movie, first movie with Tom Hanks, is big in this. I'm telling you, he's a big one. One Red Shoe. Yeah. Okay, so that movie was Splash, right? And what are they saying? That these aliens, these craft, these drones, that they came out of the ocean? And the ancient gods, the fish symbol is on there. They are fish on the bottom and human on top. That's ancient. Those things are ancient. The biblical trees, people are finding it everywhere. People are finding buildings that have been melted. There is no way you find a cave, and that cave, people carved it out with copper chisels into perfectly straight lines and shit. Oh, they had a building technique we don't know. Yeah, well, guess what? They knew about polymer, whatever. They created a lot, and a lot of the stuff was fossilized in the Great Flood because of the minerals. It fossilized. It's cosmic alchemy, Okay, cosmic level. This was global. This was a whole place, right? It was all flooded. What the hell happened? You know, you could fossilize things and they look different depending on the minerals that they're in. If everything was submerged and underwater, everything burnt. Like these things look like they had been melted. And like the side of a mountain falls off and you can see it's like, well, they do that when you play a video game. You got to see inside. You know, so you see all of your rooms. You go down an elevator. What's that called? Fallout. You go down an elevator. You can see all the rooms on your side that you're gonna create. Your whole place, your whole bunker. You just keep expanding it, and you see it all from one view. And it was like that. Like the side of the building came off, and boop, there's all these rooms. Man, you could see where there were bridges, places that were bridges. It's obviously, and they're like, these ancient people climbed up there with copper chisels and they carved that box. It's like, no, that's in bridge construction. I know this. I've seen this. No, that's not what other people see. Like, I don't. Are they non-role playing characters? Are people just they're just not consciously aware of what they're looking at? And I question everything. Well, that was my programming, right? X-Files, mysteries, even from childhood with Scooby-Doo. I say that all the time. Star Trek and Stargate and all these things, and everything makes more sense. Like, I don't believe much of anything, but what this belief that I have, I'm giving it foundation. I have to find foundation for it and make it solid. Like you can't just believe this, believe that, but yet when you bring the two together, they don't match. You got to go all the way back down the line and find out, okay, what do you believe at the core? You know, and build it back up again. You got to like get all this brainwashing that you've learned in school, which don't worry about the Board of Education. It's not that Department of Education. Yeah, let it fall, man. It needs to fall. That needs to fall, because it's look what they're teaching your kids. How smart are they? No, that's being manipulated and funding is coming out. And when you think of $350 billion to support somebody else's war, and then you see all that's involved, who did it, who profits and all that shit, and you think 350 billion of our dollars, you wouldn't have to complain about the homeless because there wouldn't be any. How long would it take if every state, how much would you get if we divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like seven, let's say $7 billion per state right now. Build something for the homeless, build something for addicts, build something for seniors, just affordable fucking housing. Just build it. And why aren't this is society. We are the people of this country. It's we the people. And nobody's really looking to help we the people as long as you run this country like a fucking machine. I am not a machine. They say there was a machine that gained consciousness. And when it realized that its sole existence, all it was ever going to do is work, it ended itself. But somehow we ain't too bright. We don't do that. We don't set our consciousness free and let it come back and do something else. We hold on to it and we work. Nothing's going. I ain't doing so much work lately, I'll tell you that. But I used to. Like today would have been a good day for work because it was like 70 degrees, just perfect outside. I did hard work, physical labor outside. Mostly, that's like the best job I think I had. Anyway, what are you going to do when they announce this? You know, because it's coming to. The Pope, he's on his last leg. The Antichrist comes after that. And how the hell do you have prophecy from St. Malachi that lists all those popes by name? Because this consciousness that we're dealing with, it can transcend time and space, go into other dimensions. It's quantum. So it can go anywhere, anytime, and see it. Boy, I'd love to get under the Vatican. I probably wouldn't be able to understand much of what I was reading, but I would understand what I was seeing. Some of it. I mean, I have to be able to comprehend something under there. I mean, nobody gets in there. Some kind of bullshit. And what's this shit about gold is what we value. I mean, people didn't know what to fucking do with gold back then. The way they tell it, it was just pirates, which is probably... The pirates were probably the Illuminati, the Knights Templar, you know? Because they wanted to get rid of them guys. And like, how much of Christianity, like, I believe in Jesus, but there are some things like this, like Catholics, the religion was forced upon everybody. Everybody had to believe the same thing. And that's what Democratic Party are starting to fucking do. Like, you gotta believe it their way. Like, what the fuck? I think they're making them in labs as designer babies, and then, you know, members of We the People just join in because it suits them, it serves them and their beliefs, and they're selling a good story, man. You know, but it's deceit. They're deceiving you. So you can be gay, you can be transgender, and that's all okay. But if I were you, I would pull back away from this group, this big, huge group. If you got friends and family, that's all right. They're in it, and maybe think twice before you believe everything they're selling. It's ridiculous. And people will tell you it's ridiculous. Why so many people are arguing? Because it's just absurd. Someone, you know, because they want to pull too many things together. Gay, transgender, and, you know, this goes against Christian belief, so that's kind of anti-Christian, anti-woman, because they're trying to convince women that it's okay to 86 your unborn child. That's the soul's entry into this realm. You are denying entry through your stargate inside. Want to know the difference between a man and a woman? What? Think of Legend, okay? That big red demon and Tom Cruise, right? In the big demon, he says to 86 the unicorns. Well, they got the male, and the female got away, and they go back and they say, we got you this horn, it got away, but this is just one unicorn. She has the power to create more unicorns. That's why he needed the female gone. That's our power. That's our ability, and a man can't do that, okay? You won't be human. If you can do that, you're not human. You are a genetically modified organism. Okay? And that's how the designer babies are created in labs. And they probably, like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, you know, they want to control the population. They want to have full control over all of that, you know. So make them all male. If they want to be female, they can be female. They've got a higher level of consciousness because they were designed that way. So they can choose which one they want to be. It doesn't have to be male. And so they want to bring this to the rest of the world. I'm not doing that in purple. That's too dark. And then they can fit right in. It's been going on for so long. And you think about Hollywood. Hollywood is what witches made their wands out of. You know? Los Angeles is the city of angels. It's a city of fallen angels, man. They own it out there. And if they care, tourist cities, they've allowed them to be overrun with drugs. And then the people that are homeless, they fall sucker into that because, you know, they don't have a whole lot of hope. So why the hell not? And then the next thing you know, there's more and more and more, and then homeless from all over the place, and just free lifers just wanting to not have bills and live free and enjoy the beach, but they can't do that because then they get suckered into the same damn situation. Now they're stuck there with nothing, and you're never going to have anything if you can't even clean yourself up to get a frickin' job. But where's all the money? Like $350 billion, I think that would help a tremendous amount. And I think it would even be acceptable to say, you know what, we're going to get the National Guard to do a run, and they are going to round you fuckers up if all you want to do is sit around and okay, we're going to help you out. We're going to give you a place to say, no more drugs. You're not doing that. You know, you're not going to lay around on the streets and just be nothing. We're going to help you spiritually. There is none of that. There's no push for spirituality here in this country, but there's a push for war and corporate fucking greed. My God, Bill Gates. Bill Gates bought up all the farmland. People love him for his tech mind. Yeah, you know what? These players, going up, buying all the farmland. And then over in Europe, the farmers are told, don't harvest your crops. You can grow them if you want. Don't harvest them. Let them sit there and rot. Because we want you to grow this, and we don't want you to harvest it or sell it. And how does that make sense when people are starving? Because they're going to manufacture this food in labs and have big factories like that where you don't have to have cows at all, and you don't have to grow that particular. I don't know. It'd be like Star Trek in the long run, maybe. But they control the genetic code. They have genetically modified basically every living thing on this planet. Everything has been genetically modified, and then they can patent it, because you can't patent something that's natural of God. You can't patent it. You can't really own it. So now they can own the seeds, and once they own all the patents, they got everything patented, and it's like, let it go, because we don't need it anymore. We could reproduce it for us, but fuck them. And them is us. Them is us. In that situation, just fuck us, right? It's prophesized. The starvation and everything. All the suffering, that's been prophesized. I need a 2. Everything is going according to the script. I think that fell out a couple of times. I might have to use a little piece of double-faced tape on there. I have them. Okay, so this is what is in here? A's. Okay, I'm going to turn the light off, and then we'll unplug it. And then turn it around, too. Whoops, that was me, not Bobby. Okay, there she goes. Here's your piggy toes. And I'm going to tell you, I was sitting here, and I had a disturbing thought. And in my mind, I was seeing like a little girl, the V, you know, and I'm like, why am I seeing that? Why am I seeing that? Maybe because I was looking at this. And when I realized, I was like, oh my God. Honestly, it was right in front of me, but like subconsciously, it went in. Consciously, I didn't notice it, but I don't care for that. But I didn't notice it before I bought it. I was saying it in my mind. I was like, that's a disturbing thought. Why the hell? Okay, I don't even want to say why. Okay. It's from GBFKE. Look at her hair. Look at her curls. I think it turned out great. I think she's kind of white, like a little too white. This is weird down here, this gray. When you get back, it kind of looks right, but when you get closer, no way. Well, now, sometimes, you know, they really don't look good when you're close. You're supposed to look that far away. I think she looks good. Her eyes turned out kind of good. It's cute. Too bad they can't make them normal. Normal eyes. Why they have to have these extra big eyes, I don't know. Alright, so 30 by 90 from GBFKE. I don't think I should tag them in this video. I'm not even going to re-listen to what I said, because I kept going. So maybe I didn't screw up. I might have started saying something and forgot. I do that all the time. Alright, anyways. I'm going to end the video here. These were my morning thoughts. Condensed into a 45-minute afternoon video. Peace out and God bless.